Guess who's back? Yeah. Welcome back to another video. My name is Steph from stephjking.com, coming to you from beautiful Brisbane, Australia. And let me add, it is totally beautiful at the moment. We are in spring and the weather is amazing. I absolutely love it. Today we are talking about getting your life back together. And the reason for this topic is I feel like my life, I was gonna say, is in shambles at the moment. It's not to that level of not togetherness, but it's pretty up there. And I haven't uploaded a video in such a long time, so I would have just recently uploaded one, but before that it was probably a week and a half that I actually uploaded. And to be honest, I was a little bit sketchy on my upload timeframes, and that's because I just feel like my life, it just isn't together at the moment, and I changed that. So I wanted to share with you what it was that I did to actually get things back on track and get things moving. A couple of weeks ago, my life was just hectic. Things were just happening. I was always on the move and I was just really under the pump. So I think because I was like that for such a long period of time, once I gave myself a moment to breathe, everything I was juggling in the air just fell. I just stopped juggling and everything fell to the ground and smashed. And if you watched my last video, you would have seen that I also got myself into a bit of a shamble with my YouTube channel around, I was watching other YouTubers and just got into this comparison mode, and it just stopped me in my tracks because it just made me question everything what I was doing and who I was even. Like, how bad is that? So this is pretty much what I did to get things back on track and get things moving. And the first thing I did was I took time off without feeling guilty. The week I didn't upload onto YouTube, I felt so bad about that, and that weekend I procrastinated so badly because I was like, I need to get YouTube videos up. Like, this is bad performance, like big no-no to Stephanie there. And what I did was I actually sat there and I was like, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, and I feel really bad for not doing that. And then I just wound up in this ball of emotion and didn't actually get anything done. So I just actually texted one of my girlfriends and I was like, I am not feeling it at the moment and this is what is happening. And she was just like, girl, you need to take some time out and not feel guilty about it. And I thought, that's what I'm gonna do. So that night I just stopped thinking about everything that I should be doing and I just took a moment to myself. I was so wound up that I actually went to bed at 8 p.m. and got a good 10 plus hours of sleep. So I obviously needed it because the next morning I felt so much better. So I ended up just taking that week just to chill and just be like, don't stress, girl, you can pick this up next week. The second thing I did was, while I was chilling, I was also thinking about my why. So I just went back to the reasons why I was doing what I was doing, just so I could refocus my attention onto that. So using YouTube as my example again, I just felt like I put myself into this stuck place. So I was in between this rock and a hard place, and I was just stuck because I really wanted to do what I was doing, but then I kept questioning myself going, is that the right thing to do? Maybe that's not what people want to see, and it's not what I'm seeing in other YouTubers, so maybe what I'm doing is wrong. And I just remembered that this is who I am and I just need to be true to myself. So I just need to make sure that I just do what it is that I want to do within reason. And I just went back to, why did I start my YouTube channel? Like, what was the whole reason behind it? What is my purpose? What is my long-term vision? And taking myself back to that moment in time where I was actually really excited about starting a YouTube channel, it just reminded me of all the reasons why, and that I know that I'm gonna go through these emotions and I am going to look at other YouTubers. I'm gonna question myself, and the thing is that I know I'm gonna go through this, so it's knowing that, but also just continuing anyway. So even on those days that I am doubting myself, even when I'm not really feeling it, I know that I just need to carry on. And that's because I've connected myself to the reason why I'm doing it. And I just need to sometimes remind myself of that. And I know that I'm gonna have fall downs, you know, I'm not gonna stick to my schedule, and I haven't been recently. And I need to just be okay with that and just pick myself up and just continue on and keep going. So really just going back to whatever it is that you're doing in life and you just feel like you're not focusing on it as much anymore, but you really want to, then just have a moment, just stop feeling guilty, sit down and think about what was the reason why you were doing it in the first place. And that kind of segues into my next point, was I took everything back to basics. I looked at everything that I thought I was having to do, and this is just wider. This was like cleaning the house, working, YouTube, going to the gym, cleaning. I already said cleaning. That's obviously how much it was on my mind. Catching up with friends, catching up with family. Like there was just so much going on, and I felt like this whole big muddle of mess that I just didn't end up doing anything. And I just like, what is it? It's like paralysis, like procrastination leads to paralysis, or whatever that saying is. I don't know what it is. So I figured, if I'm overwhelmed with all these thoughts and emotions, then I really just need to simplify everything and just go back to the bare minimum. So I just looked at what did I need to do just to clear my mind and just take everything back to the basics. So I decided that I was going to continue what I was doing and how I was doing things with YouTube, and just being true to myself in that element, and that worked for me. And then what I did was I also just tidied up the house. I got it to a point where I was happy with it, and I stopped stressing about the little areas that were like in the back of my mind or on my shoulder going, Stephanie, you need to clean the kitchen, or Stephanie, your garage is a complete mess, just close the door. That's what I just had to do, because I just had to like just let go of the stuff that I couldn't control and just focus on the things that I could, and just take little steps towards feeling like I had my shit together. Sorry for the swearing. I just had to take like little steps towards each of these areas in my life, because I felt like I just let the ball drop on so many areas that all these things were requiring my attention, and I got back to what was important to me. So if that meant closing the door on the garage because I know that you do not want to walk in there at the moment, then that's what I had to do. But I also know the type of person that I am, is that if there is a lot of mess, it does really take my attention away. So I did do a bit of a cleanup. I just went around my house and just made sure that it was to a level that I could withstand, I suppose. I also ordered some meal prepped food, so I didn't have to think about that. So that was one thing that I didn't have to stress about. So I had my food and my dinners for the week, which was a huge relief, because that was one thing that I didn't have to worry about. And the last thing that I did was I got my calendar together. So I got my schedule all organized and sorted out. So I just opened up my Google Calendar. You guys know I use Google Calendar if you've seen my previous videos, and I just looked at my week and figured out what did I need to do. So again, going back to that bare basics of what's on for this week, what can I not do, like what don't I have to do, and then what are the things that I can do in each area of my life that will help me get myself back on track and not give myself this long list of things to do, and just got a little bit more organized. So I wrote down all the little things that I had to do. So I got it out of my brain and onto a piece of paper, so I wasn't continually thinking about it and going, oh, I need to do this, and then you don't do it, and then 2 days later you're like, oh, I forgot to do that, I really need to do that, and then you keep forgetting and you keep having these moments. So don't do that. Don't do me. Get it out on paper, write out your list of things to do, and just organize your schedule and just keep it basic to begin with. Now you can get back into your hustle like in a couple of weeks time or whatever it is, but if you're in a situation where I've been recently, where you just feel like there's just so much happening but you don't want to do anything, then just take small incremental steps. So figure out what it is that you need to get done on a basic bare minimum level in each area that is important to you, and just focus on that. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Don't overload yourself with things to do, and eventually you will start ticking off these little things each day. You're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to feel that motivation will start to come back to do more because you feel like you're accomplishing things. And that's why I make my bed each morning, because I feel like if I get out of bed and I make it straight away, I feel so good about myself because A, I'm loving my bed at the moment, I'm loving the colors, I'm loving my new cushions, and I just feel like I've already accomplished something, which is kind of like that little bit of a kick to start the day where you feel like you can just keep accomplishing more things on your to-do list. So those are my tips on what I personally did on getting my life back together. I hope it was of some value to you. If it was, please give this video a like, give it a thumbs up, let me know that it did help you, and leave me a comment below and let me know what are the types of things that you do when you just feel really overwhelmed and feel like your life is just a huge mess. If you're new, then please hit that subscribe button. I will leave a link for you on this side. I'll also leave a couple of other videos that you may be interested in on this side for you to go check out. Take care, have a beautiful day wherever you are in this wonderful world, and I will see you next time. Bye.